Hello and welcome back to Foxy TV, and in this episode we are staging a very large house on the southwest side of Brisbane, and we're going to speak to Jake, Phoebe and lead stylist on the job Ebony to see what, if anything, changes when preparing and staging large homes for sale. To start things off, we're heading to the Foxy Home Staging Warehouse to hear from Phoebe on how furniture was selected for this home.
Having 7 bedrooms, multiple living spaces, I think we've got 11 occasional chairs going. We've got 3 outdoor settings, making sure that we have the right amount of the right colour scheme furniture wise here in the warehouse at the time this needs to go out, in combination with the right amount of artwork and all the fluff that the girls will need. It takes some preparation. So this job has been in the pipeline for about 10 weeks. It was a new build. They've just finalised it. We were supposed to go in at the end of last month. It's happening obviously today. We found out it was happening today on Friday. So I had that's incorrect, Wednesday. So I had a week to be able to sort of pull everything together. That allowed me to, yesterday, bring a job back that was the same colour scheme. It allowed me to prepare a job to come back today that is the same colour scheme. It allowed us to give Ebony so much time to be able to come together and make sure that this is going to look phenomenal. So standardly, we start doing preparations for our job the day before. I do selections of furniture the day before that, so 2 days out. Ebony has been able to do her selections and start thinking about how this is all going to flow from Friday last week. So she's been able to really sit back, make sure she's got enough accessories. She has an abundance of artwork because we have a huge big walls to fill, but making sure that she has everything all perfect, all of the right calibre and the right level. So it's basically, when it's a big job, we need more time. So it's not just tangible time on site. Obviously we're going to need more hands, we're going to need more trucks, we're going to need more stylists, but it's also more preparation time. So that's the biggest consideration when we come to jobs this size. This is the biggest job we've done. So having this many bedrooms is quite unique in Brisbane, especially out in the Brookwater area. So making sure we're hitting the right target market, everything like that are considerations that Ebony's had to pull aside and bring into what she's really selected.
Before we head to the property to see it all come together and to hear from lead stylist Ebony, I wanted to hear from Jake on how logistics works for a job like this.
So from a furniture and a truck logistics point of view, there's a few things that we have to think about. It's going to take, we think, 2 full trucks worth of furniture. We're hoping it doesn't spill over into a third, because then we'll have to change how we do things again. But what we're doing today, just to give an example of what we're thinking about, is 1 truck is on its way here now after doing another job somewhere else. It's coming back. I've started getting some furniture out, and it's going to load up 1 full truck worth of furniture. The second truck, which won't be far away either, they're actually at a pack up at the moment. We're using all the beds, some of the furniture, probably half of the furniture from that pack up as well at this big one. So they're coming back, they're going to take off the things they don't need, and they're going to put some extra beds and extra sofas on. So by the time both leave, we've planned it from a timing point of view. If everything, fingers crossed, everything goes to plan on time, 1 truck will leave here 30 minutes before. They'll get there while the other one's still finishing loading. They'll be able to unload most of their truck in that time. Even if it's not in the house, they'll just get it off, so that when the second truck gets there 30 minutes later, there'll be 4 guys on site. They'll finish the first truck, they'll be able to move it, and there'll be 4 guys to get the second truck. So 2 in each truck. We're staggering the time so that there's time to get one unloaded, then the next, and then eventually that we'll send one of those trucks from there to go and finish the day somewhere else and do some other stuff, while we leave 1 or maybe 2 guys behind to get everything in the house. So it's about making sure we don't get bogged down by a big job. It could very easily take 2 or 3 guys 2 and a bit 3 hours to get it all in. We should be able to get all of it done in about an hour and a half, because of the way we're staggering it, and we're getting enough people to the job so we can get on with the rest of the day.
Okay, we have now heard from Phoebe on selecting furniture and Jake on logistics. Let's now head to Brookwater to style this large home.
Hey guys, so we are here on site. This is our nice big one that we've been talking about most of the day today. We're in Crest Ridge Parade in Brookwater. We don't back onto the golf course, but we do have a beautiful outlook, and we're on a gorgeous new build. So this is the biggest install that we've done to date. It is borderline 3 trucks, but the boys have managed to fit it onto 2 trucks. Kudos to them. And Ebony had the joy of being lead stylist on this one, and I pretty much let her go for the entire thing, which is the first time I've ever allowed that to happen.
Yeah, it was a little bit daunting, a little bit scary, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. For you, to do the selections for this job, how has it been different to any other job, run-of-the-mill job that we normally do?
Really paying attention to the quote and the stock list. Even reading over it about 2-3 times because I was still picking up little like buffets here and in a bedroom and occasionals in an extra bedroom.
So the last bigger one we did, that was Verney Road. That was a big one.
Yeah.
That was high end, and you lost sleep over that one.
Yeah.
So we've followed it up with an even bigger one, also high end.
Yeah.
For those who don't know the way that we operate, we do the quote, we send the quote, it gets accepted. We assign lead stylist, so Ebony in this case, but I still do the furniture selections. So I've done so Gabby does the quote, I do the furniture selections to correlate to make sure that what we've actually quoted for is correct and we're happy with what we're suggesting. And then Ebony's our last check to make sure there's no holes in those slices of cheese lining up for an error. So Ebony's making sure that we have all the right furniture come, but then she's also making sure that we have the right accessories, the right fluff for all of those things. I don't know, why are you beeping? Alright, so Ebony's our final check to make sure that when we get on site, there's no stuff and that we don't have to have a truck from that. Your thought process from getting this, so we've obviously got the colour palette set. For you, it was
very just not too many accents. You just said keep it pretty neutral, the white and the black to sort of in keeping with everything here.
And do you remember why we went down that path?
It's a massive home, so we don't want to clash colours.
Yeah, there's a lot of big walls.
Yeah.
There's a lot of furniture that we're bringing in, and we've tried to keep it really classic and contemporary, and gone with nice base colours, right?
Yeah.
Consult photos.
Yeah.
They weren't actually all that helpful or beneficial for you.
No, I didn't even see this floor.
So Gabby came through when it was still being built.
Yeah.
And you had ram boards.
Yeah.
Over all of the flooring. So, and then we weren't 100% sure on the colour, but you could see very much the colour palette was going to be great, right?
Yeah.
So they're nice and classic, nice and contemporary. It's going to come up modern. We've got really great modern features.
Yeah.
When you got here today, did you walk in and go, oh my gosh, I forgot X?
No, I was pretty confident.
Yeah.
I feel like I've double checked and triple checked.
Yeah.
And even like gone, Kirsten, like before, can you just add in a few extra things just in case?
Yeah. And I think that's because you had so many people coming.
Yeah.
So that's one of the biggest challenges I'm going to say for you today. Yes, it's difficult because it's a huge install, but it's coordinating such a huge team. Logistically, what's going through your mind when you have that many people coming through?
Just coordinating all that furniture that's coming in, either the 1 or 2 trucks at the time. Yeah, and just telling everyone where to place things throughout the house.
So that when the guys are coming through, Ebony knows exactly where we're going to direct the furniture. Ebony knows the names of all the pieces that are coming through, so that the boys, as they're coming in and out, I believe that we have we've got Sean and Cody who are both filming here today, but then we've got 5 guys on the truck who's going to be bringing that furniture in, along with another, I think there's 6 stylists here, who are going to be helping bring in all the small stuff. So it's really important that Ebony knows what room they're going into. It doesn't get dropped at the front door. It literally comes off the truck straight into a room. And that is how we make it happen nice and quickly, but also there's no thought process required aside from obviously having to be across it and very much having a big thought process. There's nothing of that required on site because you've already decided where all that furniture's going.
Yeah.
It's just getting it to those spaces. So everything for us is efficiency, which is what you're alluding to.
Yeah.
Part of that is making sure the stylists don't have downtime. Obviously, taking furniture off the truck takes time for us to get our bigger pieces in. The first thing that comes off the truck is going to be our bed bases.
Yeah.
So you've given Connie a rundown on the colours, and you've done that to reduce downtime.
Yeah, we were here a bit earlier, so we were able to walk through, and I was able to make a mental note of what bedrooms I wanted, what colours in.
So how have you made those bedrooms different enough to be recognised, but not too different to fall out of the theme of the home? What have you gone down the path of?
Keeping the master, keeping that neutral to go with the living areas.
Perfect.
Like we've just gone with a black and white. The other ones are like a blue, green, rust, but they're all still like grey based. So nothing too wild, like hot pink or like peaches or something. It's all pretty like in keeping with like the demographic.
And so it's keeping it sophisticated. Yeah. So you haven't gone down the path of let's go boho.
Yeah.
And then we've gone coastal. We don't have that in the bedrooms here because we needed to keep the whole thing sophisticated in line. And little snippet of information. This is Ebony's graduation project. So she graduates from being to a Foxy stylist, accredited Foxy. Well, you're already Foxy stylist. Accredited Foxy stylist as of today after she finishes this job, pending that she can give great direction. So I can't wait to show you.
So there you have it. That is how we style a large home for sale. Thanks so much for watching. As always, if you have questions, please leave them in the comments and we will get back to you, often on our weekly podcast, if not in a future episode. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you back here next week.